If I were you, I would order at least 2 of these knives immediately. No joke. Check out my likability scale in the sidebar. It is the Taiwanese produced double action OTF Lightning. I've been carrying it for about 2 months, using it for EDC tasks. It is fun, it's fast, it's affordable, and it is reliable. This is a Nut and Fancy tabletop review on this knife. Philosophy of use is first and foremost a fondling knife. Yep. Can't afford an Infidel, a Microtech OTF? I hear you, bro. Go buy a Lightning for less than $35. Use the Nut and Fancy discount code right there and you'll get it perhaps for a lot less. Totally worth it. What a fun knife this is. I cannot believe the smoothness and the speed of deployment on the Lightning. It's excellent. Yes, Taiwanese produced, but you ain't going to find a US produced OTF for $30 or so. No way. Ain't going to happen. Fun knife to play with. Tactical Doodle and myself, that's my son by the way, we just sit around and play with our Lightnings all the time. Fondling knife, first POU. Secondly, you might be surprised at this. I'm going to say it's a tactical blade too. What? I would never trust my life to a knife like that, Nut and Fancy. Well, get this before you make that judgment. Keep in mind, we've been using this for 2 months. We have yet to see a failure in 5 Lightnings that we've been testing. They haven't broken. They haven't failed to fire. Whatever orientation you want to put them in, they fire. Up, down, side to side. I didn't like get them way dirty or anything, like put them in mud. I think pretty much most OTFs will have a problem with that. And then I did cardboard cutting tests with it. It sliced, I gotta say it, outstandingly. The one on the table is our test bed right there. Wearing the war wounds from that cardboard testing. Cuts amazingly well. Great blade geometry. We'll look at that in detail here in a second. And then I did stabbing tests with it. Not the full-on stabbing protocol, but you know, 5 layers of cardboard, it just penetrated those, no problems at all, and the blade did not fold. Now, is it an ideal tactical choice? Probably not. Get a higher quality knife, but if money's tight, I think it's going to fill the role quite well. Now, when I give a tactical POU to a blade, as you guys know, I'm looking for traction plan. We'll look at the handle here in a little bit, and you'll see that it does have one. Not ideal, but it's there. Gift knife. Wherever it's legal for an automatic / OTF knife, I think this would be an ideal gift. It's affordable. If there's a guy in your life, perhaps even a gal, who can appreciate the funness and the novelty of an OTF knife, and it is mostly novelty, I think a fast manual action folder, like I've said, ever since I started the Nut and Fancy project, is the way to go. But sometimes an OTF knife is just, you know what I'm saying, second kind of cool. Collectible? No, it ain't. Unless just for you. You can get a whole variety of Lightning knives. Check out the colorations that they're in. Different handle colorations, blade colorations. It is available in a partially serrated version, maybe even a completely serrated. I would probably steer away from both of those. I don't like the serrated patterns on them at all. Very coarse. Now, is this a copy of another OTF knife? I don't know. Scarab, Microtech, kinda. So there's that. But we see that a lot with overseas knives. Heck, we see it a lot here in the States, don't we? Forget overseas. Copying goes on all the time. It's a big blade too. It's like 3 5/8 inches. Again, getting back to the tactical philosophy of use. The weight is reasonable, especially for an OTF knife. 4 ounces. That's pretty good. Way good. Another thing I love about the Lightning, other than the funness, is look at the blade shape. It's a beautiful blade shape. Kind of a Bowie clip, unsharpened swedge running on top, hollow ground. I don't know the steel type. Looked around a little bit, couldn't find it. I would hazard a guess of 8CR14 MOV. I think. Not positive. I do know this. It cut about like HCR 13 MOV in my cutting tests. I didn't put it through any rust tests, so I can't really speak to that. Out of box though, the relief edge is pretty much perfect. That's how you do a relief edge, in my opinion. Because that's easier to sharpen, right? And this one I have not sharpened yet. I don't know if I have a cutting media. I got some. Let's see if it'll cut this at all. This is lightweight cardboard. This is after the cardboard cutting test. I haven't touched it up at all. Good enough for me. Seriously, I don't know about you, but for a knife of this price level, that is actually outstanding cutting performance. I ain't gonna lie. What do you want me to do? Lie about it? I'm not. It's excellent. How about that tip? Perfect. Really perfect. The speed and the lockup. Let's talk about that. You've been seeing the speed. I'm going to tell you right now, your wife, your girlfriend is going to get pissed at you with this knife because you're not going to want to put it down. You will be playing with it all day. Talk about the knife, guys. Watching television, actuating your lightning. She's going to say, okay, enough, please. Put away the damn knife already. I'm just telling you guys, it's going to happen. This knife is so fun. The speed, solid 10 out of 10 from what we've seen. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell what's coming in the future. I can't tell what a year of hard use on a Lightning will bring. Keep in mind the price point, please. But from everything we've seen in the last 2 months, it's going to be pretty awesome. The lockup, like all OTFs, is a little bit wiggly. They have to be that way to have the clearances to fire. There's 2 springs in there for the double action OTF movement. Let's compare it against, let's see, I still got it in my pocket from yesterday. I don't know, how about a Benchmade Infidel? I'm laughing because this is like a super high-end OTF knife, at least price-wise, against a $30, I don't know, Oriental produced one. Let's check out the lockup on this. There's some movement there. A little bit up and down. Not much, just enough to make it work. Just finished sharpening that on the EPA, by the way. Sickness. The action on the Infidel, pretty awesome as well. This is no less sure or fast. So lockup and strength for an OTF knife, I got no criticisms. Handle material is probably aluminum. And it's painted. Don't expect a super high quality finish on it. It's going to scratch off and wear off with time. If you don't like it, Duracoat it. Send it to missionspecamo.com. He'll coat it for cheap. Use a Nut and Fancy code. Or just do it yourself. Or, as I suspect you'll do, just let it wear off. Live with it. Signs of battle damage. That's cool. Boba Fett-like. Talking about the traction plan on this. The main reason I'll say tactical POU is because the deployment button functions as a thumb ramp. Just like I've said on some of my Microtech reviews, the OTFs. Totally does. So it'll prevent you from going for it at all. There is some molded in serrating of sorts on the aluminum handle. It does a little bit, but it's mostly that thumb rump. Thumb rump, that's hilarious. Thumb ramp that will do it for you. The handle doesn't have any sharp edges. Notice that. Nothing obnoxious. It's almost melted. I'm talking about. I think that's for lubrication back there. Those holes. Could be off. There's a thumb, I can't speak, the pocket clip. Polished. I didn't see the colorized version. If it's blackened, it might be. It's okay. The pocket clip, it's attached with mini Torx screws, which, by the way, attach the whole handle set. It's cool. If you want to, you can get in there and take it apart, see how it works. A little fun project for you on an afternoon. I thought the pocket clip was okay. Strength is actually pretty good. No obnoxious issues. Good job on the pocket clip. You know, polished, I'd prefer it not to be. Durability, I would say excellent. That's right, excellent. Here's what it looks like out of box. You see this one? By the way, it does come relatively sharp out of box. This one also wearing the satin finished hollow ground blade. Great relief edge. Symmetrical grinding. Sometimes we see that's a problem with overseas produced blades. Value is off the charts for the OTF Lightning. Off the charts. Buy at least 2. You'll thank me later. Trust me, there's my recommended retailer. I'm going to get it to you for even a better price than you can find anywhere else online. Cool factor is also sky high. Your friends will be most impressed when you start showing them how cool this knife is. That is the Nut and Fancy review of a super high value, very functional, serviceable, and actually